Hello, my name's Mattie. Welcome to my Storyland. I have a marvellous poem for you today from the pen of the English writer Walter de La Mare. Like me, he was born in Kent, though a little earlier, 1873 to be precise. His most notable impact is probably in the genre of supernatural horror, and he profoundly influenced the works of H.P. Lovecraft. He also wrote a great deal of children's literature, and won the Carnegie Medal for British Children's Books in 1947. Richard Adams, the author of Watership Down, called de la Mare's fairy tale, The Three Royal Monkeys, his favourite novel. But perhaps his most famous piece of writing is his poem, The Listeners, first published in 1912. And I thank you, Yvonne, for requesting it. It is a short poem, but not a simple one. It plays with your emotions, while giving away as little as it can, resulting in a tantalizing ride that defies interpretation. De la Mare, in fact, was often asked to explain the meaning of this, his most famous poem, but he never did. In the words of the poet Mark Ford, The Listeners both stimulates and evades the urge to impose on it a coherent and clarifying interpretation, leaving the reader as perplexed as its protagonist, as haunted as its lone house. The poem is enigmatic and melancholic. It's about loneliness and isolation and the human condition. It acknowledges the human desire to know and understand, but leaves us feeling that some truths are beyond understanding and some answers unknowable. And today, it is my pleasure to read it to you. Are you ready? Then let's begin. The Listeners, by Walter de La Mare. "Is there anybody there?" said the traveller, knocking on the moonlit door, and his horse, in the silence, champed the grasses of the forest's ferny floor. And a bird flew up out of the turret above the traveller's head, and he smote upon the door again a second time. "Is there anybody there?" he said. But no one descended to the traveller. No head from the leaf-fringed sill leaned over and looked into his grey eyes, where he stood, perplexed and still. But only a host of phantom listeners that dwelt in the lone house then stood listening in the quiet of the moonlight to that voice from the world of men. Stood thronging the faint moonbeams on the dark stair that goes down to the empty hall, hearkening in an air stirred and shaken by the lonely traveller's call. And he felt in his heart their strangeness, their stillness, answering his cry, while his horse moved, cropping the dark turf 'neath the starred and leafy sky. For he suddenly smote on the door even louder and lifted his head. "Tell them I came, and no one answered, that I kept my word," he said. Never the least stir made the listeners, though every word he spake fell echoing through the shadowiness of the still house, from the one man left awake. Aye, they heard his foot upon the stirrup, and the sound of iron on stone, and how the silence surged softly backward when the plunging hoofs were gone. And with that, I bid you farewell. I hope you enjoyed the poem. Perhaps I'll see you again. I certainly hope so. Until then. Hello, Mattie here. Thanks for watching me read stuff. There are lots more videos of me reading stuff over on my channel, and if there's other stuff you'd really like me to read, just let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I upload new videos all the time, so maybe hit the bell icon too, so you can get notified when new stuff comes out. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.